Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's I Venom with Outer Days Podcast, episode 7. And I just have a couple of guests, Quirky Purple and that boy Frosty Flicks. These two are some of my very good friends, childhood friends, and
I wouldn't go that far now.
this episode is just gonna be a little bit more relaxed, just because the last 2 to 3 have been a bit more uh, serious. So I just want to just kick back and relax and crack a cold one with the boys. Not really.
Yeah, I don't have no cold ones.
Yeah.
Kind of wish I did though.
So what was it about the Cyberpunk thing you were talking about?
Nah, I'm just should we give it another chance because our boy Keanu is in it, or should we wait until
Oh,
until the development team is like we're moving on to the next game. We're pretty
yeah.
much happy with where it's at now.
Well, just to give some like background for whoever stumbles upon this and doesn't know what we're talking about, Cyberpunk 2077 is pretty much a game developed by CD Projekt Red, and we were promised a lot of things. It kept getting delayed, and then it finally dropped. What was it, last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it dropped last year, and it did not meet expectations from a technical standpoint, maybe even a story standpoint, and they lost a lot of faith from a
Mechanic
lot of people.
standpoint. Yeah.
It just
I mean,
didn't turn out.
to be real with you though, what I'm seeing right here is it looks like they've only had 2 patches
Yeah. They haven't done
since
much.
the launch.
They
I
haven't
swear they
done
were
much.
doing several. I mean, they just did one like some months back.
They
I
did.
don't think I don't. So, isn't there like 2 different types of patches? Like, there's
Yeah.
those like ones that don't even require a download or something like that, or they just don't consider them patches. They're just kind of like meh. But like
Yeah,
right
like,
here, I can see the last time I earned achievements was a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
and then it says, "Get the fuck out of my." I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Some message popped up on the screen. But right here, it says 4 months ago, 1.3 dropped. And then 3 months ago, 1.31 dropped. So I don't know if this list is just out of order, but this is on GOG, so
Yeah.
I would assume that this is very connected to what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game, shit, almost a year
It
ago
was.
to the day, December 9th, 2020.
It definitely was. Yeah, they just really, honestly, I feel
It was
like,
the worst Christmas gift of all time. Let's just say that.
yeah, it wasn't.
Because I think a lot of people's imaginations just went
Wild.
wacky with what was going to be in this game because
They
it was.
did.
I
But
think
they
some
painted a
people
picture, and that's their own fault, bro.
they
Yeah.
painted a picture, but some people like I think they set themselves up, or like they set the expectations like way too different to from whatever CD Projekt Red was gonna do, because
Yeah.
we knew what they were gonna do, or at least we thought they were gonna do based on the games that they've already developed, like Witcher 1, 2, and 3. It was gonna be an open world RPG, Cyberpunk.
Let me
Like,
just chime in on this one real quick. What I think ultimately, right, guys, is we just don't like. I feel like a lot of the community that's complaining about stuff like this when a game launches in, quote unquote, the condition that it launches in is mainly just the fact that we have been trying to get back into video games in our adulthood the way that we used to get into video games, and it's just not possible because our mind, like as an adult, right? You're looking at the video game like more practically, like, oh, I know how they made this in a sense, right? Like you're like,
mhm.
Yeah.
okay, I'm seeing a bug over there, like we're looking at little shit like that when you're a kid, right? Like I feel like the last game where I got completely immersed and kind of just lost myself in the video game was probably not even Origins, dude. It was probably The Witcher 3, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a.
Like that was a game where I just like actually no, because I feel like I played The Last of Us after I played The Witcher 3. So with but Last of Us tells more of a story than there is like gameplay. Like you just like you
Yeah.
feel like it's all on the line. And I
Hmm.
feel like games are kind of failing to put it all on the line again. Like if games could like get that story like they do with The Last of Us
Or
or
Death
Metal
Stranding.
Gear. Metal Gear kind of does a good job, but in it's not it's like it's not immersive for everybody. Like you have to be a thinking man, you know?
Well,
You
that's
Yeah.
like The
you
Last of
can't
Us.
just
Like The
jump.
Last of Us, you can't
No, but you
appreciate The
can
Last of
jump.
Us without thinking about it.
Yeah, but you can jump into either one of those games and be fine. You can't just jump into Metal Gear without a million questions after the first cutscene.
That's
And
true.
that rubs people a lot of people the wrong way. They just want to sit down and play a goddamn game.
Yeah,
Like
but
that
it's
would
like
force a lot of people to just skip the cutscenes.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like, what do you like? I don't like. What do you expect? Like, do you really expect to know what the fuck is going on from a game that's like the third, fourth, or fifth sequel? Like, come on,
Oh yeah, dude.
that
I
doesn't make
mean,
any
No,
sense.
no, but I don't expect to know exactly what's going on, but I expect to be able to follow it. You can't do that with Metal Gear. It's not happening, bro.
Well,
I
I
it
didn't
gets
understand
harder.
Metal Gear until I got into adulthood. I didn't
Yeah.
understand because I wasn't
you
following
didn't.
it. I was just like, not really.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
did.
not to the degree that I understand it now as an adult. And that's
Well,
the only good part about being an adult is you can follow the storyline a little bit better because you're not like. Because I was quick to skip cutscenes when I was a kid. I just wanted to play the game. You know.
um, well, with that series, it gets harder the more sequels you like play because of the added lore, character development, characterization, backstories. It just gets a bit harder. It's a bit easier when you go into like, let's say, Metal Gear Solid, for example. But like, if you're trying to play five as your first Metal Gear game, I mean, good luck following the story.
Five is not that hard because I mean, really, what story does five tell? Nothing.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
like,
I mean, when you're listening to the cassette tapes, you're gonna get
yeah,
lost as
when you're
fuck.
listening to cassette tapes,
Dude, I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't hardly pay attention to none of those because you could play the game while listening to those, and I have fucking ADHD. So I'm not. I'm even though like I can multitask really well, I just like focusing on the game was more important. So I was pretending like I was listening to the tape. I would listen to the tape in its entirety, but then after the tape was over, I'd be like, "Oh shit, I didn't listen. I didn't hear none of what the fuck they were talking about." There was a few that I was paying attention to. I was like actively
yeah.
Hmm.
making an effort to listen to it, but I mean, just listening to a fucking tape is just not something that I want to do in a video game. I know Aaron is a little bit different. Aaron can go through that shit. I don't know how far Aaron can go with that and enjoy it, but I mean, I think everybody here would rather have a fucking engaging cutscene or something.
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
don't.
I would definitely rather have cutscenes on Metal Gear Solid 5, at least some codec
I
calls.
would rather
Uh,
just have cutscenes in games that are trying to tell you a story
Yeah,
or
no, I
set a
agree.
tone. Like 2077 was trying to set a tone, and they did a good job in the trailers. But when the
Oh
game
yeah,
came out, like
yeah.
in the first few missions, felt like they were setting a really
That
dope
was
tone. But
yeah,
then
that
it
was
kind of just kind of like like it kind of just
yeah,
after Homeboy died. Sorry, spoiler alert. It didn't.
yeah,
It felt like there wasn't really anything that I was like
yeah,
really engaged. It felt like
yeah,
there was nothing that I was playing the game for other than
yeah.
just like unlocking shit. Like I don't want to play a single player game to just unlock shit.
Right, of course.
You know?
Yeah.
Because what's the point?
They
I can't show it to anybody.
they really the thing is they showed it as a game that was gonna have like all this personality, and personalization and
and it didn't.
all of these
They
things, and it
painted it as
really
a
didn't.
futuristic Grand Theft, bro.
It really didn't. And the thing is, they did paint it as a futuristic Grand Theft, but to me, I always looked at it as, okay, it's gonna be like a Deus Ex Plus, It's gonna be like Deus Ex Plus. This is gonna be like that.
I didn't play that game enough to
That
really agree with you. I don't feel like
yeah.
even from what I understand about Deus Ex that it was aside from like the what do they call that the augmentations and it didn't I knew it wasn't going to go too deep with those, so I don't know why you would think it was
Well,
like
the thing
Deus
is,
Ex
I
Plus.
mean more so like, how should I say, how open ended Deus Ex
I
was
just felt like it
as
was
a concept.
futuristic Grand Theft Auto with RPG elements. That's
Yeah, I
it.
never expected that personally. I mean,
And
I
there was
never.
nothing wrong with that if they would have pitched the game that way, but they pitched the game in a very like you're about to get immersed into this crazy ass like story.
Yeah,
It seemed like the
And
character
world.
V. It seemed like the character V was gonna have a hell of a lot more personality
yeah, and
in
it
the
did.
game than he did. It felt like they nailed that in the trailer, like,
They
and I
did.
think that's why like people our age liked it is because it had that like
Yeah,
it had that
The gritty,
90s fucking
gritty,
like
realistic tone.
storytelling vibe to it. You know, like it felt like it had like the Matrix storytelling in a cyberpunk world. And it was like, dude, this is gonna be sick.
yeah,
Cause
no,
do you feel me when I say like the
yeah,
Matrix?
Yeah.
yeah,
And you
no,
see
no.
that? Like
Um,
it was shot like the Matrix movies are shot
yeah,
in
in
a
a
way, in the
way.
in the cut scenes. Like it had that kind of like vibe to it to me. Especially when he's like sitting there next to the car and looking out at the city and shit. It just was like reminiscent of like I don't know when you kind of like I don't know for some reason it just gives me that like when Neo was fucking doing his shit before he got like before he met with Morpheus and stuff for some reason I don't know why like it's two different types of like scenes but for some
Yeah,
reason it just like it was just that 90s action storytelling that it kind of felt like.
I mean, the thing is, I personally thought that this being from CD Project Red, they were gonna put, it was gonna be as immersive as like like you were saying, like The Witcher 3, and it wasn't. It wasn't.
I can dude but I can go back and play Witcher 3
Yeah.
and not have a good time because I just hate the UI in that game now. I feel like it's way overly complex for no reason. There's so much shit.
Uh,
And you told me last time too when I mentioned that. You told me too that there's a lot of shit like that you pick up off the ground that you just don't use. Like the little
yeah.
because you were saying you don't use those oils and shit, right?
No. Oh
Very
no, I
often.
do. No, always,
Or
always.
what's the other shit that you didn't use that much? But you could
Um,
there was an abundance of it.
just like junk items, but you can just like throw those away or like break them down into
Oh, well,
metal.
then maybe you weren't paying attention to me when I said I didn't use the fucking oils, bro.
No, I know you said that, and that's why I kept telling you had a hard time.
It just that was just more like menu than I wanted to use.
The thing is like for me, I had the advantage of having played The Witcher 2 coming into that game, so it wasn't really like, overwhelming. I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, I got
But
overwhelmed. I just wanted more gameplay than menu play. I felt like I was managing two different things that I wasn't,
I
you know,
mean,
privy
the,
to.
I mean, it is in your defense, it is a lot. I'll admit, it's definitely a lot. But the thing is, you know me, I love
But
that.
that
I
story
don't
was
care.
fire as fuck. Like
Oh my
even
god,
the
it
side
was,
quests,
man.
like you could get lost in the side quests. The side
Yeah.
quests felt like main missions.
Oh, dude, there's
And
so
that's
many.
what this game I thought was gonna do. They didn't do
Right.
that.
No, they didn't. There was like one crazy side quest that I found that was kind of pretty. It was pretty close to something like that, but the problem here is they're far and few between. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
man.
even when it's a side quest, it kind of, except for the one I'm
Could
talking
you even
about.
fly in this game?
I don't think so. I
Like
doubt it.
In what game?
in Cyberpunk, could you get like a flying car or anything like that?
I
No.
doubt it. I doubt it.
What the fuck was that? I mean,
Did
what's?
they show that in the trailers?
Yeah,
You
they
know,
definitely had those. They had air
no, no.
vehicles for
There's
sure.
air vehicles. Like the
Hmm.
thing is, okay, listen. Here's one of the craziest. Some of the craziest shit about it is right, and we know this for a fact because they said it originally. You were supposed to be able to like see your character in third person, at least in cutscenes, right? So that this character and they had a really good character creator. I thought it's one of the best ones that I've seen. Usually when I play a game, you create a character. I just don't even spend that much time on it because there's not that many options, and everybody's gonna look the same anyway. But on this one, everybody's able to make somebody that looks pretty unique. Okay, cool. And
Yeah,
you know what? You're only gonna see that guy in the menu. You get all this cool shit you can wear and do, but you're just gonna see it
I
in the
don't
menu.
see the
Not
point
gonna see it.
Doing
in
that when it's first person.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't see the point in that. Spending so much time
I know.
on that kind of development if they're
I know.
not even at least gonna like zoom out during cutscenes.
Anything. Oh, you can see yourself in the mirror.
It
Whoop de
it
doo.
it yeah, it really didn't matter. Like to me, like
at all.
my hype severely dropped the moment they
Oh,
revealed it
mine
was
too.
first person.
Mine
How
got
the
mine
only
too.
reason I even thought it was okay was just because like Deus Ex existed and that's a
Yeah.
first person game for the most part. So I was like, well, that game's first
Yeah,
person
my hype went down too
You don't customize
until
that
they
much.
started showing
It's
like
okay.
the
gameplay.
yeah, when they showed that gameplay after you got off the elevator and he was doing all those little crazy fucking strafes while like in slow mo, I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Now this
gameplay
is
looked
different.
wild. I was like,
And
yo,
they
this looks
dude, they just
fire.
they didn't improvise enough
No,
on those like they didn't flesh out all those ideas.
they
I don't
didn't.
think.
And like the thing is, right, when you play it, and I've heard a lot of people say it, and I agree with it too. And that's why I spent like 70 hours trying to, give it
How much time
time
do
and
I
see
got
how
on
it
this?
was. I could see the good game there.
Damn, I got more time on that game than you do, Aaron.
Really? How much?
83 hours.
Damn. I had like 70 something. I might have had 80. It's been a while since I looked, but I had at
Y'all,
least
y'all
70.
massive. Like I just stopped playing it the moment I found
Now I
out
have to
that
go, I have to go
I
look
stopped
at it
playing it
now.
the moment I found out that it was just not what it was
Oh
intended to
yeah.
be. And then
It's
I was like, I'll let
like
them
I
fix it.
bet you $1 million after your disappointment has faded, you turn that game on today, you're gonna be like, oh shit, this is pretty cool. You know?
actually, you know what? I did
I'm
try
installing
again
it.
one time
Fuck it.
after that. I did try again one time after that, and
How long ago was that?
oh shit, dude. Maybe it's probably gonna tell me when I open GOG up. Actually, let
Yeah,
me
just
see.
see when your last achievement was
Yeah,
earned.
and I had actually started it over again because it had been so long, And I was like, okay. And the thing that I noticed is, um, I don't even know if there's been a patch. I think maybe there has since
It
I
was
played
like
it.
2-3 months ago that they made a patch.
Okay, so that's when I played it, probably. So,
Hmm. Still has issues.
it did feel better. The driving felt a little better. You know how like it used to be
I
kind of
don't know what.
squirrely. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It wasn't
yeah.
like that anymore. It was still there a little bit, but it was much better. I did notice that was much better than it had been. And the frame rates were smoother. And to be honest with you, originally my biggest gripe wasn't the bugs, because dude, I'm fucking Bethesda fan. You already know. Like
Yeah.
bugs, just whatever. Like we've all talked about bugs. I don't think that's a reason to necessarily bury a game. It can be to a point when it's like, all right, y'all guys didn't test this, but
Yeah, I
if
mean,
the game is good, then the bugs shouldn't pull it down completely. You know what I mean? And
you
that's
get an open world game, you're gonna have your bugs because there's just
exactly,
so many assets happening and things like that.
exactly, exactly.
It was revealed that
Oh damn, I had
Keanu never
Oh
played the game,
wow, I'm
even though
wrong.
CDPR said that he loved it.
Yeah, they did find out about that. Yeah, they said he loved it, and he doesn't really play video games, and he hadn't even
Yeah, he
played
didn't even
that
play
one.
that shit yet. No, that
Yeah.
bruh.
Okay, so actually, Jesse, I'm wrong. I got 118 hours on this game.
Oh damn, boy.
Yeah, but
Nice.
still,
They
I
need to
mean, I
fix
Average
it.
enjoyed
They
it.
play all players average is 50 hours,
48,
which is
yeah,
pretty good.
48, which is not bad.
they still need to fix it. But
No, they definitely need to fix it.
unfortunately, it seems like they're not
I
because of
feel
the
like they just need
expansions.
to do the Call of Duty thing and just rip the fucking engine out and overhaul it and make another one.
What
And
they
don't
really,
put a 20 in front of it because this 20 blah 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 is
yeah,
been lately that having a number like that in your game is almost
yeah,
always been bad luck.
it has. And the
So you
thing
just
is,
should have
boys,
Cyberpunk 2, bro.
yeah, the thing is, boys, I think about it like this too.
Oh, they could be like Cyberpunk apostrophe 77
I'll give them
dot
ideas,
B2.
man. I'll give them
Nah,
ideas.
they could literally put they could come out with a trailer
Cyberpunk
or a
remastered.
teaser where it says Cyberpunk 2077 and then it glitches and then the 077 is dropped. That's
Uh,
what I would do. And then it
yeah,
just
they
says
could
it
do
just
that.
leaves the two.
But the thing is, like, for this one,
Hello, love.
they need to do a No Man's Sky thing to the degree they're able to, because I know it's a different thing. But from what they're showing me, they just don't give a fuck at all. Not like No Man's Sky
I
does.
think it's different because
It is different,
it's a
but
little
their
different
attitude is
because
not.
that too, but I think because No Man's Sky is such an
Yeah,
open-ended
no,
game
you're
that's
right.
pretty much
Right.
infinite
That's
and
right.
it has less things ingrained to it the way
Right.
Cyberpunk does. Like if you're gonna try and fix the story and all that, you just need to pretty much make a new game. You can't
Yeah, no,
really
no,
fix that
that's
through
what I'm saying.
updates.
They don't. There's nothing they can do to fix the story, but there are things that they could add as free DLC that could
Yeah, like
mitigate
the
the problem a little
expansions,
bit.
they could
Not even
like
just expansion. I mean, expansions for sure, but
they need to
they
be
could
free
do
too.
something to where at least you can customize your apartment a little bit. I know they can do
They
that.
need to add an
Something.
update where they can just make it third person or over the shoulder or something. I don't really care.
Totally, because the fact that you can see your character that detailed, we already know that was going to be in the game. I'm sure they could rearrange some files and make that happen, just in cutscenes. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like just in that. I mean something, man, because and that really, the crazy thing is one of my biggest gripes about it. The one that just made me stop playing it, and I've already told you guys this a lot of times, is that in a cyberpunk game where you can hack anything. I love that part, by the way. That is one of my favorite things, like being the net runner and blow like killing people straight up with hacks if you're powerful enough and all that. You can hack everything, people, cars, whatever.
But you
What
can't
you
hack
can't
doors.
hack, you can't hack open a door in a cyberpunk game. Oh, you do it once in the very beginning and all that shit that they show you in E3. And as it turns out, this is another case of everything that you've already seen before it came out was pretty much the best part.
That's kind of like what happened with
A lot of
uh
games.
the one that reminds me like is
You can't
Watch
hack open.
Dogs. Watch
Oh,
Dogs.
yeah, yeah. Now,
Not that you couldn't
yeah.
do the things that the game first showed off,
Just,
but holy shit, was that trailer? Do you remember when Watch Dogs the trailer came
oh
out and how
yeah.
good it
Oh
looked?
yeah. Oh yeah. That was
And then
the
it
that was
came out and
during
people were like, "Yo, what is this?"
that was during one of Ubisoft's most darkest periods, of
Oh,
course.
by the way,
Once
Splinter
they
Cell
destroyed
remake is
everything.
coming.
A remake?
Yeah,
Hey, that's
Ubisoft
something.
Toronto is doing it.
That's something. Is it a remake
Yeah,
or
I
a
mean,
reboot?
it's just a
Like what?
remake.
What
What?
is it a remake or a remaster? Because
No,
that's
it's a
different.
remake. What
Like Resident Evil style?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay,
oh,
okay, okay.
and I just found out that Dead Space, the remake, was probably going to be more open world than the original one.
Huh.
So, more than likely, I don't think it's going to be open world,
Just
but I
like a
think
reboot of the series, then, kind of.
no, it's not going to be a reboot. It's like they're literally just remaking the game and they're going to implement systems and from the future games like
Hmm.
the way the zero gravity worked in Dead
Yeah.
Space 2
Oh,
compared to the
okay.
first one, and they just and I literally just read an article that the game was going to be more open world. I don't think it's actually going to be more open world, but I think they're going to have more of like kind of like in 3 where you could like do side quests and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, something. I think that's what they're going to do. But it would be
That's
cool
not
if they
bad.
made it open world, but it doesn't really fit. I guess maybe like a Resident Evil 8 type of deal.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, the thing is, like I said, obviously, just to finish the point I was making is that
Mhm.
can't hack doors open, can hack everything else, but you can rip them open with your arms. If that makes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like you
oh,
can hack doors in
and
Deus Ex
yeah,
in a
dude.
game that takes place in
Yes, yes,
2027, dude. Like,
yes. And
come
we're
on,
talking about a
bruh.
game where you can kill people with hacks. Literally, when you get the hacks on there, like
Mhm.
like I said, I loved that part, bro. It made a whole nother type of stealthy way to do it. You know what I mean? Strategic. The combat. It's one of those. It's literally one of those games. The combat. That's where it's at.
Mhm.
The abilities and stuff on that game, the combat and the guns. They did that stuff good. They did that well. But
I
when it
think.
comes to like, oh man, this door, man, I got this cyber brain with like these $1 million worth of cyber tech in me. But man, the locked door.
Mhm.
Uh, oh man, I'm not strong enough. Let me go get
What?
some gorilla arms
What?
attachments. But oh, they don't actually do what they say. They don't
Yeah.
actually even help you do that. So it's just like, what the fuck? Like after that, I'm just because in a game like that, in a you really can call Cyberpunk almost like a looter shooter in a way. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So in a game like that where it's about the loot and getting the money, right? I have to find everything. I'm
Mhm.
really, really you know, adamant about that in those games. Like I'm obsessive with it. Like I have to
Mhm.
find every piece of loot.
Mhm.
Well, in a game like that, you know, where it's just like I literally invested hacking because I thought that, oh yeah, that's how I'm gonna get into the doors, right? Nope,
Oh
not gonna do
shit,
that.
Scoop Leo Peepee on
Hey,
a third guest in the podcast episode.
welcome, Braden. Do you have anything to add? We're talking about whether or not Cyberpunk 2077 is worth downloading again and giving another try on a
I
Or
got it. I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Hey, Jesse,
can
you there, Jesse?
Cyberpunk 2077 be saved?
What?
Oh, there he
Oh,
is.
hey, Jesse. That
What?
boy Jesse getting busy with his man's glizzy.
Oh my god, dude.
Man, you been waiting to say that all day, boy.
Hey, this
Actually,
is
yeah.
so
Jesse
casual.
was talking about that stupid shit all last night.
Christopher is
Boy.
Frosty Flix's brother, and he was going off last night with these gay jokes, dude. Like, oh my god. But he was
Yeah.
probably because of lack of sleep.
Oh,
But
he's
anyway,
like passed out at his computer desk right now. By the way.
good.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
That's not
sleeping.
good. That boy sleeping on his desk.
He'll be
Yeah, that
alright.
ain't bad for his back.
He'll be all right.
He'll be all right. But you know what I think they can do? Like,
He's got a beat
I mean,
going, so he's good.
honestly, for all the things that they can do for Cyberpunk 2077, I think like if they really do want to overhaul it, they just need to really kind of abandon the main game and just fix it through expansions and make them free.
Yeah, yeah. That's like I said. Like obviously they can't do it exactly as No Man's Sky
Hmm.
did, but they need to have the same attitude that the No Man's
Yeah,
Sky
or
team
at
had.
least like,
They need to stop trying to defend themselves and all this shit that they did, and just
hmm
fucking get to work. That's what the No Man's
it was
Sky
pretty
team did.
bad.
You know what I mean? Like No
Hmm
Man's Sky team, literally, if you look it up, they just didn't say anything, and everyone's like, oh, they don't care. But actually, it was the opposite. The guy realized, hey, listen, we can sit here and feel bad about it, or we can just shut the fuck up and get
Hey,
to work and not even
I
respond
need
to it.
somebody.
So,
I,
so go.
Maurice, I,
hmm
me and Aaron talked about this yesterday. I
Mhm.
need some game developer to harness this fucking tone and
What
not
tone?
make a Dark Souls type game, but do something with a tone
Halo
like
3?
this.
What tone? What game are you looking at?
Just look at this. It's depressing that this is not. They don't have a fucking video game that portrays like. Ah, man, it's so good. Their
What is this?
cinematics are fucking amazing.
Diablos?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely are.
Are you watching, Maurice?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Check
what,
it out.
Diablo 2 cutscene.
Nah, 3.
Oh
The
yeah.
Reaper
Oh.
of Souls.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hmm. You want a game that captures this tone
Yeah, this tone is amazing.
in a
Just
different
watch.
type of gameplay style?
Yeah, like over the shoulder type shit.
Mhm.
And he ain't talking about Dark Souls.
Yeah, Dark Souls is too wild for me.
I love those games, but they're just
Oh yeah, like whoa.
they're piss you off, so,
Where the boy that head boy? That man a cone head in there.
bruh.
The skinny
I
ass
was.
nigga.
You know what's crazy? You said no Dark Souls, and that's where my mind went. So.
Yeah.
Hey, but Diablo was before Dark Souls.
True,
Yeah,
true.
it was.
Not quite.
It's not quite the same. Dark Souls is more. I mean, this is dark fantasy, I guess, but Dark Souls is a bit more traditional dark fantasy.
I need that Berserk.
Is that The Rock? Is that Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Says that the Rock.
The Rock, man.
Hey, he's in Fortnite.
That
That's
is
Vin
Jordan.
Diesel.
That's Vin Diesel.
me.
We don't
Yeah,
speak
fuck
of
Ark 2, man.
we don't
That's where he was first.
we don't speak of Vin Diesel around here.
Oh, you mean the guy from Ark 2? Yeah.
Oh,
He was in that? I forgot.
Yeah, cinematic that nobody remembered because nobody really cared.
What was
This shit
the
looks
Jaguar?
insane. This shit almost looks like real.
Which reminds me,
It's
The
so
Rock is
good,
gonna
dude.
be in Fortnite.
I beat the shit out of all these games.
What? Oh, Diablo.
I
Yeah.
haven't even beat Diablo 3.
No, no.
What's
Okay.
Diablo
I mean,
4?
That
4
nothing.
hasn't come out yet, but
You mean the mobile phone game?
They're
it's not-
remaking
It's
2.
not gonna be a mobile game. That was
I
the
know,
other
it's
one. That
thinking
was
further.
Immortal.
Immortal?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but
Look at this. Look
More
at
like
this.
immoral.
who knows?
Look at that.
Man, with their
The
track
hell?
record
Pulling-
lately, I don't put much faith.
Look at this shit.
Because they're not.
This
moving.
is like cinematic gold, bro. He's pulling his youth out of him.
Oh, dude, there's cinematics, sir. Dude, even in like the StarCraft.
Oh, you know
Oh, yeah,
what
they're very good.
games? The Middle Earth
Look
games.
at that shit, dude.
The Lord of the
That's
Rings
fucking-
Middle Earth games.
I mean, I know you're talking about. Hell yeah.
Yeah, those
Oh,
games.
yeah,
Just play those.
you-
So good.
just
You're
taking
talking
his
about-
soul.
Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Bro, that dust particle though.
Rude.
Especially Shadow of I think
The-
That
Mordor.
lighting's good too.
The Shadow of Mordor was so crazy, and now I saw they're making that baby Golem game too.
Not that's
Yeah,
bad.
I wanna. That shit looks cool.
That game, that guy's head wasn't shiny enough.
Like honestly, man, winter fans of things like the problem is,
That fucking line, dude. Marius, listen.
What do you say?
I
Will stop you. No one can stop death.
Bruh.
Man, cut that shit clean off. That is some really good lighting though.
Diablo.
Shit is sick, dude.
What is
Yeah,
that means that's Spanish for like a fighting chicken.
The little folder now cinematic.
No, dude, that's a Talladega Nights reference.
Oh,
Remember that shit? And he was like, "What's
got
Diablo
bitchy-ass
mean?"
music.
This shit
I don't
looks
even
so-
remember them
looks
announcing
by
Diablo
three
4.
they come. Neither have
I forgot.
Oh god, this shit looks amazing, right? This honestly looks like it's real shit half the time. Like this right
Oh,
here.
yeah,
looks
dude,
like
This
it's
is the
probably real
tone
shit.
I'm talking about. Like, it's almost how Witcher is,
Yeah.
but darker, bro. And like,
Yeah, Witcher definitely has some good dark fantasy.
yeah, Witcher's close to what I mean. It's
Yeah,
probably the closest to that.
I think
it's
I
probably
still
the
think you
closest.
should give
Well,
the
the
third
thing,
one a try.
but honestly, dude, the closest you have are the Dark Souls games.
No,
And the
because
Metal
that's
Earth.
not what I mean. Like, I don't mean that type of game. I mean closer, like open world, like
So
the
like Metal
Witcher
Earth.
kind of shit. Yeah, kinda close.
Middle-earth.
Shadow of War,
Wars.
Shadow of Mordor, man.
Shadow
I
of
love
Either
the
of those.
fucking ambience on War, dude. Shadow of War is the
Have that
fucking
game.
greatest.
Beat that one yet, Braden?
I need to beat it, man, but
I
I keep
can't
getting.
wait
I
till
just
we
love
get
those
to
big
that
battles. Shit, that big battle.
I think that was
those
the
battles are
first
fun.
game that was like over 100 gigs, if I can remember correctly.
What, Mordor?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
more.
Witcher?
Yeah, I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
Mordor.
I thought it was
3, I
Red
think, is
Dead.
About 70 or 80.
Bro,
I
look
thought
at
it was
that
Red Dead
sweat
2.
particles, bro. That's that 2K22 sweat particles.
2K.
Brayden, have you seen the Unreal Engine 5 demo for Matrix?
Oh, Matrix. I
Oh
saw
my
that.
god, dude, that
I
shit
saw
was
Muda
wild.
show that off.
Matrix.
That shit was crazy.
Matrix, wait, Unreal Engine.
Yeah,
what
I
are you
saw
talking
that
about?
same
What is it?
video.
Look at this. And this
Some of
is-
it goes into the
this is
uncanny
just-
valley where you know it's
This
game
is
graphics,
just
but
what's
still
on console. So imagine what they could do.
on
Wait, so it's
PC.
PC.
Unreal
Going
Engine.
out for Matrix?
It's an interactive demo.
Yeah, you could play it on PS5. I haven't played
It's
it
just
though.
like it's just showing off the graphics, right?
You should download it, Marius, before they pull it like they did PT.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh, Jesse, that reminds me, especially on the podcast. Did you hear about Guillermo del Toro name dropping Silent Hill?
Yeah, did you see? Did you hear about that, Jesse?
No.
Yeah, so in the Game Awards, like I guess he came out and like announced like the game that was coming up after some had been shown, and he's just like, "Wow, I haven't seen a showing that good since Death Stranding, maybe." And then he just goes something about I think it was like after the Alan Wake 2 showed or that other game that
Yeah,
those
shit.
guys were making.
This
He was
this
just
is-
like he was like, "Oh, almost." He's like, "It kind of reminds me of another Silent Hill. I hope they make another one of those."
I think it was being an asshole,
Maybe.
but a good kind, a good kind.
All right, look.
It's all been a scam from the beginning. They were lying.
This is all in-engine footage.
Those are real people.
Outside the limitations of the real world.
I've already seen it, but it is lit
Computers
though.
are also mirrors.
I seen old
reflecting
some
back
ordinary
who and what
Jamers
we
play
are
it.
and the choices
I
we
know.
make,
Oh, you
the
saw him too?
worlds we build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Wait.
actual footage. That's not Unreal Engine.
I was about to say, man.
No, that is Unreal Engine actually.
No, they show it. Look, watch.
Yeah, like they show like actual footage in the beginning.
Yeah, they actual footage, and then they swap it out. Look,
Somebody cut his hair. That's
it's
the
like
old
there,
Matrix?
like that. Those aren't graphics either. That's straight up footage.
That's just straight up the Matrix movie, ain't it?
Yeah, but they're gonna swap it. Look, hold
Oh,
on,
that goofball.
hold on.
For instance, I'm not even
Right there,
sure
Keanu's now using their own They have him under the Unreal Engine 5.
That I'm supposed to come
He's just mocapping it, I guess.
The whole thing is Unreal Engine 5 right now.
ask people
Oh, okay, I see. I see.
know what is real.
Johnny Silverdick,
Hmm.
Hi, I'm Keanu Reeves.
a big ass fish.
Over 20 years ago, I first played the character of Thomas Anderson in the Matrix trilogy. Those films pioneered
That was him?
digital cinema
Yeah, don't
with
get
Yeah.
me,
like
bitch.
bullet time. Back then,
What'd you
there
say?
was a lot about
I didn't know that
what
was him.
digital age might
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
to cinema.
Damn, he's young in that.
In an industry where actors have tried
They
to
make 'em
remain
look young.
perpetually young. We wondered about digital faces
Holy
that
shit.
might become
Yeah,
immortal.
that shit's crazy.
Hi, I'm Carrie Ann Moss, and I played Trinity in the Matrix films. 20 years ago, we asked
Goddamn, bro, I
ourselves
could
how
feel
long
my
it would be
fucking my
before
PC
video
melting.
game violence could change.
Saw
He
that shit.
Dr. Disrespect is making a fucking video game right now, and he's using Unreal Engine 5.
already created the what company? He's making the game
Yeah,
with like
Midnight
X.
Society.
Yeah, I saw that.
So this
Look
is
at this
all
shit.
under Unreal
Look at
Engine.
that.
Yeah, all Unreal Engine, dude.
Look at that. This looks like Grand Theft Auto 4.5 right now.
They said they were fine with your theoretical mumbo
So they're just
jumbo.
like trying to remake the old Matrix. But
No,
in
it,
the
no,
Unreal
it's
Engine?
no, it's like legit new stuff. Like it's not in from any of the movies.
The marketing people.
Marketing? I thought we were supposed to have total creative control.
I didn't know that was Keanu Reeves, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He just wasn't so
It's crazy that
known to me then.
there's young kids out here that don't know that.
Right.
Well, I mean, you've never seen him
Yeah,
until like
man,
later.
that's
He hasn't
crazy.
been in much shit after that.
I sometimes miss this version of us.
Oh.
Me too.
The hell are you doing back there?
Sorry, I was told this is a sim.
Look at that
preparing
ray
for
tracing
this
shit.
system.
Right on. You know about this?
The music, man.
Supposed to be little.
Man, Fortnite could look crazy with Unreal Engine 5.
Little Unreal.
Minecraft.
Minecraft with Unreal fucking engine on it.
Minecraft, Unreal Engine.
I wish they would have showed that part where he got out of the car. That would have been sick. And started flying.
But he could just fly.
Yeah, he's the one.
Ever watch
In the
He's
Matrix, you can do
mastered
that.
the
Yeah.
Matrix. You need to watch the Matrix.
Yeah, I've
You
never
haven't watched
Matrix.
any of them, dude? Get
Yeah,
on that
I
shit,
My
man.
sister told me
is
that
fucking
the other day
fuck.
too that she never watched the movie.
It's crazy.
I don't even watch movies like that.
Keep them off us. You
All them
drive.
lazy.
What the
hating
fuck?
stuff.
Yeah, that's gameplay right there. That shit looks awesome.
This is better than that fucking shit they had back on like on the NES and shit.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, Dice is probably like, damn.
this is
I
what
know,
that
right?
game would look like.
Did y'all see that new game? Did y'all see the trailer for the new game X Dice devs are doing? It shit looks amazing.
A new game already.
It's in the chat of all the trailers that I put in there.
What, DICE is not working on Battlefield 2042?
No.
I'm not surprised. Where?
No, people that left the Dice, they're making it. They made their own development team,
Oh, they
and they
rebelled?
yeah, and they're making a new game.
What is this?
So that's part of the tech demo.
So
you
you
can
can
do
do
all
this?
that. Yeah, you can do all that in the tech demo and change that shit. Change filters, change the colors, change the turn on or off the
You need
Matrix
a massive
filter.
computer for this shit.
That's all PS5, baby.
Probably
fuck?
not, dude.
There's everybody a bunch of cubes.
No, it's just showing AI.
Mm-hmm.
This is more like developmental, like breakdowns.
What?
This-
Looks like
The Unreal
Polygons,
Tech
yeah.
demo is for developers to understand the power that they have in their at their disposal when they use Unreal
Mhm.
Engine 5. That shit is crazy. Look how populated that is. I mean, that shit looks alive and well.
this shit
bro.
all looks like
That's crazy how this tech demo is more alive than Cyberpunk 2077.
Tell me about it.
this is the real Cyberpunk right here.
Make it happen, nephew. Where the new game at? Where the new
This
game
shit
at?
About to have-
This nigga right here going for
Night
achievement.
You know, I'll tell you one thing too that really bothers me about like the
Oh.
Cyberpunk
Look at that. Look at how that
Yeah.
looks. Doesn't that remind you of Deus Ex?
Oh yeah, because it's nighttime.
No, just the way it looks, like the color palette.
Yeah.
Nice gold.
Man, the road's nice.
Yeah, man.
That
It's
reflection
got
on
the
that windshield needs to be a
imperfections
little
in
better.
it.
Just the
Look at the
Dude,
triangle.
headlights
Look
and
at that
shit.
Look at the God rays, dude.
Man, you try to do that shit on another engine right now, that should be stuttering fucking pop-ins. I'm not seeing any pop-ins. That's crazy.
At least for
Look,
you, I think it's because
Look
of
at the
the stream.
driving. Look at the driving. Oh,
I'm
Oh.
not seeing no pop-ins.
I think it's
man.
running at 30 frames a second.
No, it
Who
says 60
cares? That's on a fucking.
No. Move the thing on in the thumbnail. It says 60 FPS 4K. That's what this is in.
No, that's the video.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just Discord streaming is dog shit.
that bitch can't drive that car. I know that. Damn. This is
Sun
just
rotate.
making me want another fucking Matrix game.
Yeah.
They
If they're
need one.
gonna do all this, they may as well just make it open world too.
Just make this a whole
Pop
game.
in and out of the animus, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What, they're in the
The
animus right now?
Animus. They got a Matrix game. It's called Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I want that modern.
Watch
That's
Dogs. I'm sorry,
crazy
bro.
looking, bro.
Yeah,
wow.
not
Oh!
fucking watch. Damn.
That's
totally wrong
wild.
for that.
Boy. Hey, the cop doesn't care.
Hey, that's some fucking.
If he
Ah,
runs
nope,
over the
bad.
people,
Did
they
you see
turn
that?
into.
You said nope.
If he runs over the people, it turns into code.
Oh, nope. If you saw it in that split second, you saw that tire go clip through that car. Bad game. Better.
That's wild. I wonder how long it took them to make this.
Barry.
Probably
Jeez.
only took them 2-3 days.
All right, so
They got their master computers, man.
I didn't want this episode to honestly be that long, so let's end it right now. Just final thoughts. Which one of you guys think Cyberpunk 2077 can actually be saved?
I
I think
it
it's
can-
been saved to the point that it can be saved in.
I don't know that because I haven't looked on there, but I think it could be if they gave a fuck, and I don't think they really do, honestly.
Hey, let me tell you my final thoughts on Cyberpunk 2077 right now.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Did you just fart into the
Man,
mic,
fuck
bro?
this mic. That was gonna smell like ass for a while.
I mean, not for us. We can't smell it through the mic, thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Technology
Bra-
just gotta do with it.
Bra-
Oh, God,
Braden,
yeah, smell
Unreal
it.
Engine 6 gonna let
What's
you
up?
spell the game.
what do
Bruh.
you think Cyberpunk 2077 can be saved?
No, because Cyberpunk could eat my cyber spunk. I don't give a fuck about them, dude.
Damn,
Don't
bro.
release a game in such a bad state, and don't release it on
Now-
old consoles if they can't get past 15 frames.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah, that
do-
shit's
I
crazy,
do
dude.
agree with Braden. It's somewhat about at least they don't deserve forgiveness yet. They haven't done really
They-
anything to
they
deserve.
could've-
They've just been talking. That's all
They've barely been doing that. Like I
They've
said,
been-
they're not.
Well, they've had when they they're too busy flapping their guns back then when they could have just been fucking doing something about
Yeah,
it.
well, that's what I said. They need to do what No Man's Sky did, at least in terms of their attitude about it. Their attitude
Yeah.
seems to just be whatever. Fuck it, we got the money, we don't care. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
message I'm getting from 'em because they were even giving people a hard time for getting refunds. Like that's bullshit, man. Like I think
Oh yeah, fuck you.
their
if you're gonna do
heads
that.
got they got their heads got so big, their egos got so swollen from their success of Witcher 3, which they deserved this success for The Witcher 3 because it's a flawless masterpiece just about. But they then said, "Oh, we can make another game, hype it up, and we probably make 5 times the money. It doesn't matter if it's a piece of shit. We're just gonna make the money anyway." And that's pretty much what they did, you know.
They should have just
The
canceled the last gen
crux-
versions.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Like I said, I played it on PC. I had some problems in the beginning, but few little tweaks, and it looked fine. But it just, I mean, they're just not doing enough. I mean, people are like, oh, they got a patch out, and I look at what it does, and I watch a video on it, or I did turn it on one time. Like, it's a little better, yeah, but they gotta at least add some small things for more personality. I read a rumor about some things they were gonna do, like car customization, apartment customization, and stuff. Just a rumor. I don't know if they did stuff like that. That might be enough to bring me back in.
Like, customize the game to be fun.
You know, I mean, the thing, like,
No,
the
I'm just
thing
messing
is,
with you.
honestly, the thing is that the gameplay was fun. That's what kept me in it for a minute. The gameplay was good. The gunplay is good and solid. Hacking abilities besides not being able to open doors. They need to fix. That's one big thing they need to fix if they ever hear this. Fucking make the gorilla arms open the doors like it says they do, because it doesn't do that, and it still
I
says they
kind of
do.
just lied to you about that.
Oh, they either lied or they just never bothered to fix. That's what
They
I'm
just
saying.
or
Like,
they just noticed
how
that they'd never fixed it, and they're just still
how
not doing
much
anything
how
about it.
much are they really trying if something so simple to fix as that is still in there, where it tells you they do that? Because I've already looked into it. I look into it often. It tells you they do that, but it doesn't do that, and it still tells you that in the game. Like, they can't even fix that,
Yep.
and they're talking about, oh, we're about to make a
The expansion.
PS5 or whatever. It's like, no,
How
well,
long
no.
did games used to take to get developed from beginning to end on, say, I don't know, Xbox 360?
2 to 3 years.
Yeah, even
Years.
Oblivion didn't take that long, really.
Okay, what do you think a PS2 game took?
Mm,
Probably about the same.
probably.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, like
Well,
for example, Metal Gear Solid 2 came out I think back in
that's a different.
2002.
No. I'm not going that far.
Yeah, I
I'm
was gonna
saying
say I don't think.
standard average PS2 game.
Probably
That's
2 3
you're
years.
you're saying state of the art shit. They got the state of the art shit out of the way already,
Mhm.
which is the graphics, rendering, all that shit that they got going on. That's out of the way. Like, they already have the formula for that. So where's the so a year later, where's the content to put back in with that formula? So you're telling me it takes more than a year? I don't think they care, to be honest. I think they
What's
made
that?
I think the surge of sales has died off, and they know that just trickling a little shit here and there might surge the sales back up. But they're more than capable, as big of of um a development team that they got, and
Yes.
as talented as they are, to have already done the car customization, the
Yeah.
apartment
I
customization,
totally agree.
the refine motion,
Yes.
and allow for fresh new content to be ushered into the game.
Oh, they
And
totally
they're
have.
not doing that.
Yeah, they don't
I'm
seem to.
They
telling you right
haven't.
now. I'm telling you right now. They're either working on a new IP right now,
They're
or they're
working on
working
Witcher
on
4.
Cyberpunk 2.
They
They're
are
wo-
working on Witcher 4. They said that, but see, that's what I'm saying.
they shouldn't be making a Witcher
They
4.
don't deserve my forgiveness because, like Jesse said, they're clearly not trying to do anything with it. They made their money. Fuck us. They don't
Oh,
care.
they're
That's
done. Yeah.
that's the message I'm getting from them. They might change my mind, but right
Yeah,
now,
a patch to me means fix.
yes. Like,
That's what a
see,
patch is.
that's like you were saying, Jesse. Right? They've had two
They've had
patches,
Yeah, in
and
The Witcher, they've named their content
yes,
to build on like free DLC.
yes,
And
yes.
we
They
need to go
have.
back to not calling things patches for
They
everything,
Yeah.
and call it, when there's new content, let's call it DLC. All
Yeah,
right?
'cause actually a patch would mean just like a temporary fix, right? Till they do a big
Yeah.
update. So a
Well,
patch.
the patch is
they
like
pretty much
Patch is
call
the update
updates
content.
and yeah, they
patch
pretty
is a
much call the
big
updates
thing where, like,
patches.
yeah, shit. But the thing is, they've made two big patches and who knows how many hot fixes. That's what you were talking about, Jesse. I didn't.
Yeah, hotfix, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have time to say that earlier, but
Where
Which
they
is
have.
basically what I
yeah,
said, but a patch is not.
yeah, it's
A
not.
patch shouldn't include content.
No, like a
A
patch.
patch should be strictly for troubleshooting
Yeah,
and
Mhm.
resolution. That's it.
Yeah,
exactly.
fixing
Be able to
They're
fixing
play it
bugs
again.
and shit like that,
and
making the
they've
game
cleaned
run
it up a
smooth.
little bit. They done clean it up a little bit, but
Have they allowed this game to be modded?
I think
I
Yeah,
so.
they did, but it does not work very well.
oh, it
That's
doesn't.
wild.
Yeah, that's not
It's not
surprising.
it doesn't stay the engine starts.
Yeah.
I saw a friend doing it. He didn't have many mods, and it was
I just,
fucking the game's engine just like stops making sense sometimes when
I
you
mean, I
shoot
just feel
somebody.
bad. I
Hmm?
feel bad for all these developers that are trying to do something new that doesn't rely on, say, Unity or Unreal Engine,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
their own engine.
number one, like now, like the expectation is, this AAA experience. So now you got to make this engine from the ground up. You know how much coding
Yeah.
that takes. You
Yeah.
know how much fucking
Imagine
you
how
know,
long it took to make Unreal Engine.
how much money that takes. It takes so much money. And then when somebody's not happy with it, now they got to do it again.
Yeah, I mean they don't they really don't like for Cyberpunk, man. Like I said, they just have to do like some small quality of life things at the very least that makes it a little more immersive. You know, at least show that they're trying to do something, but they're not
Mm-hmm.
doing that.
Uh,
They had one thing come out that was new to it content wise, and it was some stupid outfit that nobody gave a fuck about. It
oh
wasn't.
yeah.
It's not what we wanted. We don't want. Oh, Witcher 3.
Oh, you know what,
Bunch of
bro?
better upgraded graphics. Man, get the fuck out of here with that, bro. Work on the game that you fucked
You
up.
know
in the
what,
first place.
man? You know it'd be sick, dude. It's kind of along these lines, but not really, bro.
Mhm.
If they had a fucking bright video game, have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah, that shit's awesome.
Right?
It's
You've
with
never
Will
seen?
Smith.
Oh
It's on
man,
Netflix, bro.
you would,
Watch that
you
shit.
would
It's awesome.
love that shit. That was probably.
Hey,
Didn't that come
hey
out last
Aaron.
year, Maurice?
Dude, that came out
Was
like
that
in
great?
2016, 2017.
Well, whatever.
Is
That was
Mass Effect
back in
Legendary Edition worth?
It's pretty cool.
Because
I mean,
I
it's
seem to
cool.
be able to. I'll seem to be able to run it very well.
Oh, you know what it is worth it for?
What?
The updates, like the overhaul they did to the first one. Like
Yeah, this the overhaul on
graphically,
this looks good.
graphically it's good, but there's some other cool things they did, like
They
each weapon
mess around
having
with the gameplay.
a little bit, and it was good what they did. So the Mako has some different things, which is
Hmm.
good. But the biggest thing that they did was that each weapon has a different fire mode, so it feels like you have even more weapon variety on there.
I think I have noticed that.
Yeah, so like if you played the original one, like I guess you could call it the
I
vanilla or
have.
whatever you
That
want
one
to
was
call it.
hard though. I
Like
forgot how hard that
how
was.
okay, the assault rifles they fire a certain way, the shotguns.
I'm gonna
Like
get off, boys. I'll talk to
okay,
y'all later.
all right,
All
man.
right.
All right.
Peace
Peace.
out.
Oh, actually, let me just end the episode then.
Okay.
So just yeah, my final thoughts on the whole cyberpunk thing is I mean, they can't really do much to overall expand the game without actually adding in the expansions literally, and they can do like the main overhaul, like the biggest overhauls in those
God, this
expansions
does
from
look
the
good.
ground up. So once they do that, hopefully they release it for free and they're not total dickheads. So yeah, that's just my final thoughts. I guess it turned out to be more focused than I thought, but yeah, this is the Outer Days podcast episode 7. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one for the for the I guess Christmas week. May have to come out
That
with 2.
Christmas special.
Yeah,
That Christmas special.
Christmas special.
gonna have to give you the Christmas special plus
Christmas.
episode 8. But we'll see. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Yeah.
Buy a free purple mattress.